You want to read the email?
Yep. So this email came in on December 31st at 10:42 a.m. That is Tuesday. He said, in case I do not make it to my decision point or onto the Mexico border, I am sending this now. Please do not release this until 1 January and keep my identity private until then. First off, I am not under duress or hostile influence or control. My first car was a 2006 black Ford Mustang V6 for verification. What we have been seeing with drones, he puts that in quotes, he says drones, is the operational use of gravitic propulsion systems powered aircraft by most recently China and the East Coast, but throughout history, the US. Only we in China have this capability. Our OPSEN, that's Operation Center, our OPSEN location for this activity is in the box below. China has been launching them from the Atlantic from submarines for years, but this activity recently has picked up. As of now, it is just a show of force, and they are using it similar to how they used the balloon for SIGINT and ISR.
But with that, just as a preview for as we get information, we're trying to be as transparent as possible. There were a couple pieces of content we thought were important to share for now. One is in the note application. He seemed to have two letters. One letter in particular, as you can see here, this is an excerpt from that letter. He says, fellow service members, veterans, and all Americans, time to wake up. We are being led by weak and feckless leadership who only serve to enrich themselves. He goes on to explain a variety of other grievances and issues, some political, some personal, a variety of other things, which we will do our best to release very quickly here. But then there's a second letter where there's some more excerpts. This one seems to be dated after the fact in that notes application. And in there, you can read a couple of the excerpts. We are the United States of America, the best country, people to ever exist. But right now, we are terminally ill and headed towards collapse. This was not a terrorist attack. It was a wake-up call. Americans only pay attention to spectacles and violence. What better way to get my point across than a stunt with fireworks and explosives? Why did I personally do it now? I need to cleanse my mind of the brothers I've lost and relieve myself of the burden of the lives I took. I'd like to just also expand on that and understand that these are just excerpts in there. He does offer additional information that is varying on the spectrum in terms of political grievances, issues about the conflicts elsewhere, not here, domestic issues, societal issues, a variety of other things, including personal challenges as well. We are intending to release those initial letters so people can understand the best they can what the person's thought process was at one point in time. However, please understand there is still a lot more content to go through, and that may change. There may be a lot more information that we recover that explains either more or shows a change in mindset at different times.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy. I got to sit up in my seat for this one, y'all. It's getting real. Buckle up. Buckle up. 2025 is finna get real. Them patriots say we hate our government, but we love our country. Man. Yeah, y'all. As y'all can see, it's finna get real, y'all. Again, please buckle up. And we don't know what to expect next. So I want to just take just a couple seconds and just wish the best in everybody's life. I want to just send you a prayer and love. And I hope that you are blessed, well, and healthy. Prayers for Trump, his family, his cabinet, his team. Prayers for you guys and your family and your loved ones. We do not know what to expect next. Just gonna throw that out there. You see, 2025 is off to a crazy start. Yeah, we got some bombshells, some big things in this video. Let's jump straight in. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new here. We drop the best updates. We keep it real. We have fun. We spread love. That's what this channel's about. I love you guys, man. Woo! Another bombshell. Let's check it out.
They should be entering our atmosphere within the next 25 minutes. First, you strategically position your pieces. Then when the timing's right, you strike. They're positioning themselves all over the world.
China threatens our sovereignty. We will act to protect our country.
Certainly has the ability to look up in the sky and see where the balloon is.
What's up, guys? It's Benny. Not often does a piece of breaking news change absolutely everything and totally reset the landscape of a story. changing all of the elements that we had previously reported on and causing us to have to go back and correct the record. But Sean Ryan might have just done that. If you're not familiar with Sean Ryan, he's somebody who has a very successful...
And again, you guys have been blowing me up all day to get into this video. I gotta throw that out there. Yeah. When I know them Patriots start blowing me up, tagging me, emailing me, DMing me, Rick, check this out. Rick. I'm like, okay, it's serious. It is serious. So, oof. Man, it is crazy right now. They got this planes are crashing, fog, things are blowing up. People are sending messages. Drones, you know. President sound asleep. Fake news is still here. The censorship is still happening. Big Mike is still eating is still got ketchup on her lips from that hot dog. Unbelievable. Kamala still up there drunk. Can't say the Pledge of Allegiance. The judge need to be put in handcuffs, him and his daughter. They ought to walk him out. It's a lot of people need to be held accountable and walked out with their hands behind their back, disbarred, removed. Yeah. Unbelievable. 10 days before inauguration. 10 days. Today has been a wild day, y'all. I'm telling you. In 2025 is gonna be a year. So I hope y'all ready. Buckle up.
Kick-ass podcast. It's like a long-form interview show. It's great. He does like these big-time in-depth interviews, and he himself was a military operator in war zones for dozens of years, and brings often a military man's perspective and platforms people who have also served their country. He's one of the individuals who platformed regularly experts who were saying, we're about to be attacked. We're going to be attacked. There's going to be horrible attack after attack after attack in this country. And lo and behold, clock ticks 2025, and we have 2 attacks. And we thought that they were linked, but now after this bombshell episode, we don't think they are anymore. There were some real problems with the Cybertruck attacker that blew up a Cybertruck in front of the Trump Tower in Las Vegas. Many people were saying, why would this Special Forces individual, his name is Matthew Leivensberger, why would this person with so much expertise in Special Forces and knowledge about explosives and IEDs and bomb structures and building, why would he just light a couple gas cans off in the back of a Cybertruck in a vehicle that he knows probably won't cause any damage, won't hurt anyone because of its reinforced stainless steel frame? It would just cause a lot of attention. This is what he's getting a lot of attention. There's only one person killed in that attack, and it was Matthew Leivensberger, or so we think. Goodness gracious, there's so much to unpack here. Okay, I'm just going to jump to it and let Sean Ryan do the talking. Sean Ryan dropped this today, saying effectively he has a massive interview about what the manifesto is of this attacker.
Hey, what's up? We're doing an emergency episode here with Sam Shoemate, former intelligence analyst, and we're covering the Green Beret that bombed Trump Hotel in Vegas. Sam received an email from the Green Beret in kind of like a manifesto. A little nervous to do this one, but here we go. It'll be out later today.
So it was out later today, and ladies and gentlemen, we'll bring you clips from the interview in just one moment, but let's get to the real heart of what this is. Sam Shoemate reveals that to Sean Ryan that the Las Vegas Cybertruck bomber Matthew Leivensberger emailed him before the attack claiming that the United States government and China have gravitic propulsion systems. This means, obviously, like alien technology, right? You don't need any more fossil fuels. You're able to use gravity in order to propel drones and weaponry. And that he was being tracked by the FBI. Let's continue. Leaked email from Cybertruck bomber Matthew Leibelsberger claims that the drones on the East Coast were being used for gravity manipulation. Technology alleged exclusively in China and United States. He accused the U.S. of hiding its weaponization of exotic technology and warns that the drones seen across the country are hostile Chinese aircraft launched from the Atlantic to show force. Leibelsberger describes these drones as an unprecedented national security event capable of carrying unlimited payloads, suggests China is preparing an attack on the East Coast. Whew. What?
Oh boy.
Here's the actual email itself. I'm not under duress, hostile influence, or control. What I've seen is these drones use operational use of gravitic propulsion systems powered aircraft by most recently China and the East Coast, but throughout history, the U.S. Only we and China have this capacity. China has been launching them from the Atlantic from submarines for years. This activity has recently picked up as of now as a show of force. They're using it similar to how they use the balloon for reconnaissance, which was also part of an integrated comm system. There are dozens of these balloons in the air at any given time. The speed and stealth of the unmanned AC, dangerous threat to national security that's ever existed, basically unlimited payload capacity to park it over any city they wanted. It's checkmate. Goodness gracious. Why should we believe him? He's done 20 years in the military at the highest possible levels of security clearance, and also the guy was in charge of autonomous vehicles. So his specialty was autonomous vehicles, drones. So he's here saying that we have effectively space alien technology, like flying spaceship technology, literally, and that the drones seen over New Jersey is part of that technology. And that this is being launched from China. And we've seen this on our show. On our show, we had multiple members of Congress come forward and after a briefing from the intel agencies say, yeah, actually it's China. It's not Iran doing this. This is China doing it from the ocean. Well, I mean, I didn't necessarily believe them, but lo and behold, here we go. Email from Matthew Leibelsberger claims the drones on the East Coast are using gravity manipulation. Goodness gracious. Claims that China and the United States are the only ones with anti-gravity drones like this, and the U.S. needs to come clean about the weaponization of exotic technology. The New Jersey drone situation, you'll hear me repeatedly make similar claims. Take it a step further. Plasma drones with these capabilities. Before he arrived at the Trump Hotel with a bullet in his head and a Tesla rigged with explosives, Matthew Leibelsberger was apparently trying to call attention to China's role in the New Jersey drone situation. Goodness.
Man.
So there we go. And Sean Ryan here, I cannot emphasize enough, follow Sean Ryan, follow his page, okay? He says, I urge everyone to dedicate at least 45 minutes to this, fully grasp the details unfolded over the last few days. This episode takes a deep dive in the manifesto and the email sent. Go do it. And then Sean Ryan has all these receipts, right? He has federal agents reaching out to him. The location where these drones were apparently being launched from. The drones had apparently already been used by America in theaters of war in Afghanistan, and so on. Ladies and gentlemen, also Sean Ryan said he's disappearing for a few days with his family after this. So let's let the man speak for himself. Let's have this conversation. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, here are the major takeaways from the interview with Sean Ryan on The Sean Ryan Show.
A shot, and I didn't know what I want to do. Do I sit on this? Do I do nothing with it? I've got to tell somebody. I've got to tell the FBI at least, because this is huge. This is all over the news. And then I was like, well, dude, this guy wanted to get in contact with Sean Ryan, so let me get this to Sean Ryan, see if I can get with him. And I had a buddy who knew your producer, and we went from there. But
Wow. Do you want to read the email?
Yep. So this email came in on December 31st at 10:42 a.m. That is Tuesday.
Right before New Year's.
He said, in case I do not make it to my decision point or on to the Mexico border, I am sending this now. Please do not release this until 1 January and keep my identity private until then. First off, I am not under duress or hostile influence or control. My first car was a 2006 black Ford Mustang V6 for verification. What we have been seeing with drones, he puts that in quotes, he says drones, is the operational use of gravitic propulsion systems powered aircraft by most recently China and the East Coast, but throughout history, the US. Only we in China have this capability. Our OPCEN, that's Operation Center, our OPCEN location for this activity in is in the box below. China has been launching them from the Atlantic from submarines for years, but this activity recently has picked up. As of now, it is just a show of force, and they are using it similar to how they use the balloon for SIGINT and ISR, which are also part of the integrated comm system. There are dozens of those balloons in the air at any given time. The so what is because of the speed and stealth of these unmanned aircraft. They are the most dangerous threat to national security that has ever existed. They basically have an unlimited payload capacity and can park it over the White House if they wanted. It's checkmate. U.S. government needs to give the history of this, how we are employing it and weaponizing it, how China is employing them and what the way forward is. China is poised to attack anywhere in the East Coast. I've been followed for over a week now from likely Homeland or FBI, and they are looking to move on me and are unlikely going to let me cross into Mexico, but won't because they know I am armed and I have a massive VBID. Let me pause right there for a second. So he says a massive VBID. When I was talking to the FBI yesterday, they didn't know what a VBID was. I had to explain what that acronym meant, literally.
You fucking serious?
Dead serious.
What?
I said it twice and he goes, you said that word VBID. Can you tell me what that is? For your audience, a VBID, for your audience who has not been in the GWOT for the last 20 years, a VBID is a vehicle-borne improvised explosive device. In layman's terms, a car bomb, what we saw at Trump Tower. So, backing up, he says, I am armed and have a massive VBID. I've been trying to maintain a very visible profile and have kept my phone, and they are definitely digitally tracking me. Here's where he gets into the other stuff, and this is where we had to redact the names. Well, your producer redacted the names. I have knowledge of this program and also war crimes that were covered up during airstrikes in Nimruz province, Afghanistan in 2019 by the admin, DOD, DEA, and CIA. I conducted targeting for these strikes of over 125 buildings. 65 were struck because of civcas, that's civilian casualties, that killed hundreds of civilians in a single day. U.S. FORA continued strikes after spotting civilians on initial ISR. It was supposed to take 6 minutes and scramble all aircraft in CENTCOM. The UN basically called these war crimes, but the administration made them disappear. I was part of that cover-up with U.S. FORA, an agent, redacted, of the DEA. So I don't know if my abduction attempt is related to either. I worked with, redacted, IO staff on this as well as the response to Bala Murghab. Redacted commander at the time, redacted can validate this. You need to elevate this to the media so we avoid a world war because this is a mutually assured destruction situation. Then he says, for vetting, my LinkedIn is Matt Berg or Matthew Livelsberger, an active duty 18 Zulu out of 110, that's 1st Battalion 10th Special Forces Group. My profile is public. I have an active TSSCI with UAP, USAP access. You get a Tesla because you know it can drive itself up to the hotel, the Trump Tower. You put a body in it, roll it up. It's already burned up, or it's already shot, excuse me. You don't want to kill anybody because that's not the message you're trying to send. You're not trying to level the tower or kill a bunch of people. So you load it up with fireworks and a bunch of junk to send a message. And we know that his signal number or his signal safety number changed. That can't be done unless you're inside that signal account. And a lot of people conjecture, was the FBI inside his signal account, whatever else. But what if he accidentally changed his safety number, goofed up there? He rolled a body up in a Tesla specifically because a Tesla can drive itself up to the tower and did what he did to send a message to expose his stuff. And he's still alive out there somewhere.
Well, the other
Answers
thing
a lot of
is-
questions.
The other thing is maybe the FBI wasn't in his phone. Maybe, I mean, this guy's obviously very competent. I mean, he's got a TSSCI clearance, I'm
Very.
sure, with a polygraph. He's been associated with USASOC. Obviously, he was on this operation in 2019. By the way, the general in charge of that was General Miller. You'll see that in the email that we post on X later after this interview comes out. You know, maybe he changed his number on purpose and switched phones because he obviously was tipped off or conducted his own counter surveillance and caught Homeland or FBI tracking him. And so
2025.
I think there's a very good possibility that that Matthew Livelsberger might be still alive.